Greetings, my friends. It's that time once again for another weekly tarot reading to support our collective journeys in spiritual awakening, healing, and empowerment. My name is Carrie, and it's my pleasure to look into the energies of this week for us all. So let's get started. Okay, so today I am using the Universal Rider Waite Deck, and I'm also going to be using, it's called the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle Deck. I like to use this for things specifically connected to Earth wisdom teachings, and so we're going to incorporate that today. And the tarot spread that I'm using today is a variation of what's called a star seed spread. I'm going to do a 6-card version of it. And for those of you who are learning how to read cards or you are tarot readers, I'll explain the positions as we're moving along. And so let's go ahead and dive right in. So I'm going to begin by taking just a moment to tap in, tune in, center myself. This is always a combination of whatever's coming through psychically, teachings and messages that are connected to what the tarot is revealing, and then I'm aligning that with earth wisdom teachings as well. So let me just take a moment to tap in. I'm clearing my energy space and asking that the messages that come through today are coming from only the highest sources of guidance possible, and that the insight that comes through is supporting the highest and best path of us all in the collective. I'm going to begin by selecting 6 cards from the Universal Rider Waite, and then we'll get into this Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck in a little bit. So I always like to cut the cards into 3 stacks and then spread them out. And I'm going to select 6 cards. And so for the collective, what energies are here to support our collective journeys in spiritual awakening, healing, and empowerment this week? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I have the cards selected, and we do have like some things happening this week cosmically, and so I want to share a little bit about that. So first, we have the new moon happening in Leo tomorrow, which is Tuesday. New moons are always about new beginnings, and the sign of Leo, being a fire sign, ignites a sense of passion and enthusiasm around whatever our motivations are in the world. Typically, Leo is very external oriented, it's very driven, it's very passionate, but when the new moon is in Leo, we're still having our passions ignited. We might feel more connected to our emotions, but everything is more inward. So it's more of a time of self-discovery inwardly. How am I feeling inspired to be engaged in the world right now? And also on Saturday, we have the sun moving into Virgo. When the sun is in Virgo, for everyone, we all feel compelled to get on track with order and organization. So you may feel compelled to do some organizing around your home. I know I already started cleaning out a closet yesterday. And so it just feels like a really good time for anything having to do with paying attention to the details of our life, order, organization. And if we're blending that with the new moon happening in Leo, I would say that this is a really good time to bring order, organization to your life on the fundamental foundation levels, so that we have the canvas prepared, so to speak, in regard to however you're feeling inspired to initiate activity in the world as we're coming through the next month. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is I'm really into living in alignment with the cycles and seasons of nature. And so that has to do with literally the seasons, spring, summer, fall, winter, living in alignment with what's going on with the cycles of the moon and the sun. And so one thing I'm going to share with you is this reference that I use quite a bit. This is a book called The 13 Original Clan Mothers. And it's by Jamie Sams. She's the woman who also created the animal medicine cards. And this book talks about sacred feminine wisdom teachings that are connected to each lunation, each moon cycle of the year. So right now we're moving into the 8th moon cycle of the year. And so I'm just going to read a little bit of a blurb from this book about the lunation of August and the energetic significance of that, because I think we're going to find that it really ties into the energies that are happening now. So let me just read like a paragraph. Here we go. Okay, so the 8th moon cycle of the year, in accordance to Native American sacred wisdom teachings, the 8th moon cycle is called She Who Heals. And she is the guardian of serving the truth. So the sun entering Virgo is also a lot about truthfulness. The new moon in Leo can also be about us connecting with our own silent knowing, our own inner truth. It's a really empowering time where we can become aware of the quality of our internal dialogue. Are we speaking to ourselves in ways that are honoring and encouraging, or are we having critical thoughts? So it's a really good time for introspection along those lines as well. But I'm going to read this paragraph about what the lunation cycle of August represents in regard to sacred wisdom teachings. She teaches us the steps of gestation, birth, growth, death, and rebirth. She shows us how the great medicine wheel of life turns, when to fight for life, when to let go, when to allow your spirit to make the choice, and how to accept death as another step that leads to rebirth. She who heals invests every human being she teaches with the ability to drop fear of death and accept the change as a new adventure in living. Whether the death is the end of a relationship, the end of a job, the end of a physical life, the end of a cycle of experience, she shows us how to see beyond the illusion of finality and to celebrate each turn in the road as another step that leads to wholeness. This for sure has been a theme that's been coming up in the readings that I've been doing with people this week. It is an intense time. I will give us that. A lot of us are like, at our wits' end with things that are happening that may appear to be out of our control. But it's really important to remember that whatever is happening in your life, in the world of form, externally, really ultimately is serving all of us in the way that it's preparing us to be able to move forward. So let's go ahead and get into the cards. So I have these first 6 cards selected, and we're going to begin here. I'm just going to put them up face down. So this is a version, again, of what's called a star seed layout, because it represents like the 5 points of the star, of a star, like a pentagram. And then I'm including a 6th card in the middle here, which is going to be around the alchemy of integration, how we're integrating everything. We're going to begin here. This top card, the way I read this spread, is connected to, typically it's external influences, but I'm looking at it at the cosmic level. What cosmic energies are shining in this week that are influencing us? And we're going to start with this one card, and then we'll look to the Avalon deck for some clarification later on. Very interesting. The Tower card showing up reversed as I'm looking at it. And so this is really par for the course for what I just read about in regard to the moon cycle that we're in for August. So the Tower card, let me first say that the Tower card in general it is a jolt that comes in. It can be unexpected change, unexpected energies, unexpected circumstances. So the cosmic energies of now may bring in unexpected circumstances. Here's the thing. We don't want to assume that those unexpected circumstances are gonna bring difficulty only because they were unexpected. The Tower card brings in change, and it does sometimes bring in unexpected aspects, and sometimes these aspects can feel challenging or difficult to navigate, but the intention behind the unexpected changes on the divine cosmic level is that they are always supporting us in being able to be liberated from anything that is a pattern of stagnation in our life that's no longer serving us. And it's one step in a grander scale that's playing out, that's serving to support us and moving forward into new beginnings that are more aligned with who we are in the now and the reality we want to create and the direction we're going. So that's the cosmic aspect that's happening this week for all of us collectively. Now, the next card that I'm looking at is, how is this influencing us internally? The Five of Cups reversed, as I'm looking at it, reminds us of the empowerment tool of framing. How are we framing our circumstances? How are we looking at them? How are we viewing them? Are we looking at our circumstances in disheartened ways as negative things that have befallen us? Are we slipping into victim consciousness? Are we refusing to look at the realm of opportunity that might be showing up in regard to, whatever unexpected circumstances might be showing up for us this week? Hold on, I'm all tangled up in my cord here. And so it also becomes a message and a reminder to stay focused in the realm of option, possibility, opportunity. We really do want to choose to see the cup as half full and not half empty. Trust that whatever might be transitioning out of our lives is serving a higher purpose. It's serving the higher purpose of freeing us up for greater gifts. Or here's the spiritual teaching. When things spin out of our orbit, things are exiting from our life. That never happens unless the universe is freeing us up for a greater gift and or saving us from harm and difficulty. So sometimes we have to be willing to go through a little bit of uncomfortability during a transitional phase just in order to get to the other side. So be willing to do that, but do it in cooperation with intending and affirming higher guidance, and you will be able to move through whatever your personal challenges are, whatever personal changes you're experiencing that probably are manifesting this week. Remember, it's new moon, so new beginnings. This is a really good time to affirm whatever it is that you're intending to put your energy into right now. Okay. The next card we're looking at is hidden energies. And I see this as being hidden gifts and challenges that we might be aware of on a subconscious level, and we're about to bring it forward onto the conscious level. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. The King of Cups. So oftentimes our gifts are intertwined with challenges that present themselves. So the King of Cups represents an emotionally mature person, A person who is wise has wisdom that is connected with being connected to their own intuitive faculties. It can be about leadership that comes from really tapping into your inner intuitive resourcefulness, allowing new ideas to emerge from the subconscious level. And the thing that is making that aspect of this card jump out is in the background of this card, there's a fish jumping out of the water. In the tarot, fish that jumps out of water represents new ideas emerging from the subconscious mind. So that's the gift that can come when we allow ourselves to bring ourselves into an energy of calm, grounded centeredness so that we can access our intuition. The challenge is going to be in doing just that, because with unexpected changes happening that, may trigger us emotionally, the challenge is moving through what might feel like triggeredness and returning to a state of emotional calm and peace so that we can really access our inner wisdom and then utilize that in moving forward, leading ourselves forward. So this one is the cautionary energies. Collectively, what do we have to be aware of that might not be on our radar? The Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles. This is what the card looks like. I'll show it here. So the Three of Pentacles showing up in a challenge position. The Three of Pentacles is all about owning, for one, it starts with owning personal confidence around what your unique skill set is, your talents, your abilities, and really embodying the energy of that. Typically, this card comes up when people are being recognized and valued for their creative contributions, their soul gifts, talents, and abilities. So as this is showing up in the challenge area, some of us might be feeling a little bit disconnected around the awareness of what our talents, skills, and abilities are. Some of us might find challenges in finding opportunities to express them in ways that feel fulfilling in regard to work opportunities. And so what I'm getting out of this psychically when I'm looking at this for us in the collective, we have to be willing to shine the light of empowerment, certainty, and confidence around our own soul gifts. And in order to manifest or create opportunity that's connected to your soul gifts, we have to move forward in life in the way where we're really grounded in awareness around what our soul gifts are. So the challenge may be in not feeling completely connected in what your gifts are. But this is a challenge that is completely able to be worked through just through some simple contemplation, self-awareness, reflection. Do some journaling exercises. What talent, skills, and abilities do I have that I most love contributing to the world? What interests do I have that might be connected to talent, skills, and abilities? How do I feel guided to be expressing myself in the world? What do I desire to contribute to the professional sector of my life? Next is the Power card. The Power card. This is awesome because it's also Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. Here we go, the Nine of Pentacles. This is the power and reward that is gained through being willing to move through the challenges around what might be uncertainty, being willing to do empowerment practices that bring you into clarity around those things. The result and the power to be gained is expanded confidence that will have the beneficial result of affecting literal, concrete, positive change in the physical world in the way of bringing in more affluence and abundance, financially and otherwise. Now we're going to look at the collective. So this is like the collective. How can we best integrate these energies that are happening in ways that are collectively supporting our journeys in spiritual awakening, healing, and empowerment? And it's the Nine of Wands reversed. The Nine of Wands reversed is the energy of surrender on one level. So I see it as surrendering to the divine. We do want to put effort forward in life in the ways that we're inspired, but we're doing it with divine guidance. And we're also, the surrender is letting go of attachments, letting go of attachment to things that maybe are trying to be brought to completion so that you can move forward into new cycles of experiences, letting go of anything that feels like defensive energy, letting go of fighting for something that's meant to be brought to completion, surrendering to divine purpose. Now I'm going to share with you this insight that channeled through yesterday as I was taking some time to just tune into higher guidance. Ultimately, right now, we're in the very beginning phases of what's becoming a new renaissance. This is like a new era, a new renaissance that is happening in the world. We're at the very, very beginning aspect of it. But this Renaissance energy that I'm being shown is going to impact humanity on a variety of levels, and there's going to be many different facets of things that are developing, including technology, but I'm also being shown advancements in the way of restoring like green living per se, getting back to very healthful, sustainable living, and things having to do with creativity, the arts, expressiveness. This is the beginning of an era that is going to be very innovative. A lot of new inventions are going to be coming out over the course of the next many years. Collectively, we're all having our own unique opportunity to tap into a personal renaissance for ourselves. How are we feeling guided to revitalize our commitment to our life? How are we being guided to review what we want to contribute to life? It feels like this is a time where, you know, it's not about just mediocre or getting by. It's not about being complacent. It's about feeling enthused, motivated, commitment to becoming and contributing the highest and best version of yourself. And so right now we're sort of going through these very beginning steps of situating and creating the foundation in which we can all blossom and bloom upon. Now, I like to refer to this Wisdom of Avalon deck to get a glimpse at Earth Wisdom teachings. And so let's take a look at what Earth Wisdom teachings are coming forward today that can support our journeys through these energies happening this week. Okay, here we go. So I'm not sure if the cards are showing up in the camera right now, but I'm just selecting 3 cards. Here we go. So here's 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to read them all collectively. Okay, so this is an oracle deck that does not use the reversals, and so I'm not using them here. We have Spider Energy, which is all about creativity. creative projects. We have the B, which is busyness, industriousness. It's also about sweet victory. And we have the Fire Fairy, which ignites creativity, action, and optimism. This is the perfect final card to come up for the day. Creative action and optimism is exactly what's called for based on these energies that are happening this week. Collectively, with looking at everything, letting go of any self-sabotaging behaviors or patterns or tendencies or thoughts, feelings, beliefs, clearing all of those out, getting into your certainty, getting into your clarity about what you're here to do in life, what you're here to experience, what you're willing to contribute. Maybe review your commitment to really giving life your all, really showing up for yourself in this life. Here's the thing. I do believe in eternal life, and I do believe that throughout eternity, we have different types of experiences of life. But here's the thing. This is the life that we're in right now. This is the one that matters the most because life is actually happening in the here and now. The future's not here yet. The past is gone. It's in the here and now where we have the ability to harness the empowerment, the awareness, the resources, the tools that we need in order to move forward in the best ways possible. It starts with a personal commitment to really show up for yourself. And that means self-discipline. That means not getting sucked into victim consciousness. It means taking challenges that come to you in life and utilizing them to forge strength and resilience. It means rising above the lower octave of things that might be happening, choosing to take the higher perspective, framing things from the perspective that all things that we experience in life are really just universal pop quiz opportunities or spiritual initiations that are supporting us in coming into our highest and best potentials. Let me know in the comments how it's showing up for you this week. This is all very interesting. I'm going to see you later this week for some more sacred wisdom teachings. And in the meantime, have a blessed week. Love you guys. Blessings.